FCP Practice Test 2026 FIDO Certified Professional Exam Questions Certification Prep. Question 1. What is the primary goal of FIDO authentication? To make passwords longer. To replace passwords with secure, phishing-resistant methods. To store biometric data on servers. To eliminate the need for usernames. FIDO aims to eliminate the vulnerabilities of password-based systems. Question 2. FIDO2 consists of which two core specifications? OAuth and SAML, WebAuthn and CTAP, TLS and SSH, LDAP and Kerberos. WebAuthn is the API for the browser/OS, CTAP is the protocol for external authenticators. Question 3. What does CTAP stand for? Certified Trust Access Protocol, Client to Authenticator Protocol, Cloud Transmission Authentication Path, Coded Token Authorization Platform. CTAP allows a client, like a laptop, to talk to an external authenticator, like a YubiKey. Question 4. In FIDO authentication, where is the private key stored? On the relying party's server, on the user's authenticator device, in the cloud, on the user's ISP. The private key never leaves the authenticator. Question 5. What is a relying party RP in the FIDO ecosystem? The user, the service/website the user is logging into, the manufacturer of the security key, the browser. The RP is the entity that relies on the FIDO authentication to verify the user. Question 6. Which standard is AW3C recommendation and part of FIDO2? CTAP1, WebAuthn, U2F, UAF. WebAuthn was developed by W3C in collaboration with the FIDO Alliance. Question 7. FIDO2 supports which of the following transport protocols for external authenticators? USB, NFC, and Bluetooth, BLE. Only USB, Wi-Fi and satellite, infrared and fiber. FIDO2/CTAP supports USB, NFC, and BLE. Question 8. What is a passkey? A long password. A FIDO credential that is discoverable and can be synced across devices. A physical key to an office. A one-time password sent via SMS. Passkeys are based on FIDO standards and offer a user-friendly way to use discoverable credentials. Question 9. How does FIDO protect against phishing? By using a CAPTCHA. By binding the authentication to the specific origin, URL, of the website. By encrypting the password. By using 20-character usernames. FIDO credentials only work for the specific website they were created for, preventing lookalike sites from using them. Question 10. Which FIDO protocol was the first to support passwordless, multi-factor, and multimodal authentication? U2F, UAF, FIDO2, SAML. UAF, Universal Authentication Framework, was designed for passwordless experiences from the start. Question 11. What is attestation in FIDO? The process of verifying the user's identity via ID card, a mechanism for an authenticator to prove its model and security characteristics to the RP, a way to reset a password, a method for encrypting the public key. Attestation provides the RP with information about the authenticator's provenance. Question 12. Which cryptographic method does FIDO primarily use? Symmetric encryption, asymmetric, public key, cryptography, plaintext hashing, base64 encoding. FIDO uses public/private key pairs. Question 13. What is a platform authenticator? A YubiKey, an authenticator built into the device, example Touch ID, Windows Hello. A server-side script, a mobile app like Google Authenticator. Platform authenticators are integrated into the OS/hardware of the client device. Question 14. What does the client do in a FIDO2 flow? It stores the public key. It acts as the intermediary between the RP and the authenticator. It generates the user's biometric template. It bills the user for the service. The client, browser or OS, handles the communication between the website and the authenticator. Question 15. In a FIDO registration flow, what does the server send to the client first? The private key, a challenge, the user's password, a biometric image. The server sends a challenge that the authenticator must sign. Question 16. Which of the following is a benefit of FIDO compared to SMS OTP? It's easier to remember. It's resistant to SIM swapping and phishing. It's cheaper to send. It works without a device. SMS OTP is vulnerable to interception. FIDO is not. Question 17. What is a discoverable credential, formerly resident key? A key found on the internet. A credential stored on the authenticator that allows login without a username. A public key shared with everyone. A backup password. Discoverable credentials allow for usernameless login flows. Question 18. Does FIDO transmit biometric data to the server? Yes, for verification. No, the biometric match happens locally on the authenticator, only if the server asks for it, only for Schedule I users. Biometric data never leaves the local device in FIDO. Question 19. The FIDO U2F protocol was originally designed for passwordless login, a second factor after a password, biometric-only login, legacy mainframes. U2F stands for Universal Second Factor. Question 20. What is the FIDO Metadata Service, MDS? A list of all FIDO users. A central database where RPs can look up the characteristics of certified authenticators. A social network for FIDO developers. A cloud storage for private keys. MDS allows RPs to verify that an authenticator is FIDO certified and see its security properties.